You're watching an RH Reality Check production brought to you by rhrealitycheck.org.
In Louisville, there are massive protesters, especially on Saturday. There can be as many as 100 protesters out there, depending on what the situation is. For instance, on Mother's Day weekend, there's so many protesters out there. We have escorts who will help the women and their partners get through this massive mob of protesters. And they're really mean-spirited. They really say ugly things to the women.
Honey, if you feel this way now, how are you going to feel when you come out of here? You're going to feel worse. You're going to be a broken woman.
Although they're not supposed to touch them, they do touch them. They try to block their way. They try to block the entrance to the clinic. It's almost like a battleground.
Father, this mother that's going through the door, and every mother and father that's in there.
I haven't seen the situation improve in Kentucky. Actually, the situation in Kentucky has gone downhill. There's less access in Kentucky now than there was in '74. Every year, this legislature tries to pass a law that women would have to come to a clinic twice in order to have an abortion. And that's just a big obstacle for women who are poor, who live in Eastern Kentucky, who have children, who need to find childcare, who don't want to tell anybody about their situation. It's just a huge barrier. In Kentucky, Medicaid does not pay for abortion. In many states it does. We have a law in Kentucky that insurance doesn't cover abortion unless a woman buys a separate rider saying she wants to have an abortion. So those are major obstacles right there. We have a parental consent law. It's just a kind of retribution against women. It's just a need for control of women in their lives that is totally inappropriate for this state to do. Pretty pathetic, pretty pathetic. It's important to me that women have bodily integrity and that they have control over their lives. And in order to have control over their lives, they have to have control over their reproductive lives. And that's why I provide this service. The people who support it need to support it more. It's as though those of us who support people's rights and justice for people, oftentimes we don't get into the trenches. We don't do what the anti-choice people do. They give their money. They are always out there. Whereas progressive people are more likely to leave everyone alone. You just work in every way that you can with everyone you can, with Planned Parenthood, with the Religious Coalition for Reproductive Rights, with everyone who thinks about reproductive justice and who cares about it. You work with them in order to try to find a way to keep abortion safe, legal, available, and accessible in Kentucky. And that's my goal in life. That's what I want to do.